A bill to help address mental health in schools was introduced in the Michigan House this month. It would allow students to take mental health days. But as Up North Live's Ireland Viscount tells us, 2 Northern Michigan superintendents are backing the idea. On April 12th, Democratic State Representative Noah Arbit of West Bloomfield introduced House Bill 4389. If passed, it would reverse public school codes by allowing public school students 5 excused absence days for mental health reasons. Kalkaska Public Schools Superintendent Rick Whitmer and Wolverine Community School Superintendent Matt Bauman aren't in favor.
My thought is let's use common sense. Let's work with our students, let's work with our families, let's work with our staff to make sure that they get the support they need for whatever it is.
I think it's a Band-Aid.
Bauman going on to say that more funding and access to mental health is what would make a difference for students.
The reality is that the students who really need mental health supports aren't actually going to be helped by going home, where they don't have access generally to the kinds of supports that they really need. So I applaud the effort, but I actually think that this could exacerbate an issue that currently exists.
Whitmer adding his students would be better helped coming to school, not staying home.
It might make more sense to come to school, have the ability to talk to their counselor who they see on a regular basis, have that opportunity to be in the class and still be learning. It might not make sense to have them be at home. They may not be with somebody at home. So, those are things to think about.
Additionally, the bill states after a student uses 2 mental health absences, the school can refer the student to a school counselor or psychologist. Students don't need to provide a medical note, and they must be given the opportunity to make up school work.
I can't tell you a time where we penalized somebody because they were getting the help they needed.
Whitmer says he also worries about students' attendance if the bill is passed, especially the younger kids who are learning to read.
Somebody's leaving behind ugly marks on bridges, buildings, and traffic signs all across Kalamazoo. Police say they're trying to track down the person responsible for this graffiti. News Channel 3's Autumn Pictures shows us the mess that the city has to clean up.
Black, red, yellow, you name it. Graffiti of all colors, shapes, sizes, and designs sprayed on city property.
It does make me frustrated because, it could be a beautiful city and there's a place for art and it's not on buildings.
Sterling Massey comes to Kalamazoo for business every week.
So it's not very appealing for someone who doesn't live here but comes here regularly.
As the weather warms up, Kalamazoo Public Safety Officer Chris Bauer says graffiti is spreading throughout the city, and he's taking note of the similar writing styles.
Most of it's been smaller graffiti on a pole or the side of a building. We haven't seen as much of a big mural, if you may.
Profanity, violent phrases like kill cops, and anti-police messages like stop Cop City and ACAB on street poles, bridges, and buildings.
To just throw it on a wall does nothing but fuel opinions on both sides.
It's becoming a normal sight for longtime Kalamazoo resident Melissa Lopez.
It's just so common that I don't stop and see what it's about anymore.
She even sees a certain beauty in some of the graffiti.
Some of it's really cool, and so I could appreciate it maybe as an art form.
Even though graffiti is vandalism, it is still the responsibility of the property owner to remove it within 10 days.
If that is an issue where it does not get resolved in a short amount of time, that would lead to a potential fine or citation.
However, KDPS is encouraging residents and business owners to get security cameras installed, as they say it helps them track down suspects.
Governor Whitmer attended the 45th Annual Governor's Breakfast in Cadillac Friday. Wexford County high school students and leaders attend to discuss economic development over coffee and juice. In her speech, Whitmer advised the crowd to be an ambassador and advocate for the places you love. Afterward, we asked about her stance on the controversial expansion of Camp Grayling. 62 total local governments have written resolutions in opposition to the expansion proposal.
Paramount that we protect the natural resources and ensure that anglers and hunters and people that depend on this land for recreation continue to have their interests protected. We also want to make sure that Camp Grayling is a nationally known as a place for great training. We've got something unique here, and so we can't be forced to say it's one or the other. We've got to come up with a solution that both acknowledges the need for national security, but also to preserve and protect our natural resources.
A decision by the DNR on whether to approve the proposal has been expected for weeks. No word on when that could come.